All right, big guy. Let's get into some of our college quarterback
No,
conversation.
can't wait.
All right. Well, this is something that we want to do a little bit more throughout the football season, just kind of sprinkling a few of the conversations of these QBs. And we got a few lined up today just to kind of hit on that we're excited to talk about. So, big guy, you just saw Fernando Mendoza
Right.
last weekend playing against Iowa. Was it obviously the statistically the best football game that he's played this season? And obviously Iowa's defense is one of the best in the country. It just kind of gets forgotten about because they find creative ways to lose football games. But
True.
your thoughts on Fernando Mendoza and how he looks as QB1 for Kurt Cignetti and this Indiana Hoosiers football team?
Yeah, there was nothing in that Iowa game that made me think, "Oh my gosh, I've overjudged him."
Yeah,
Uh, it wasn't a great stat game. They had a trouble scoring, and like you said, Iowa's defense, man, I'll tell you, it was a it was an ugly game,
yeah.
but but it
It's a
was.
Big Ten football game. That's
I
what it
know.
was. Yeah,
It was great. It was tough. It was everything to get a first down. I would sit up there and go, all right, they got a first down. Maybe this will lead to something.
yeah.
But it really was. But Fernando Mendoza, all these things I knew before, but can get rid of the football quick if he has to. He's got a very compact motion. It's when nobody's around him, he's graceful and got great rhythm, but he can get rid of the football quick with really, really good power on. He is a classic in the pocket, rip it down the field guy.
Right.
And he made a couple throws that were back shoulders. One that finally the receiver and him kind of connected. Before he's trying to throw back shoulders, but the receiver wasn't reading it the same way.
Right.
But you know, very accurate, throws about, runs well. Little, he's a better athlete, and I think people are going to give him credit for tough
Agree.
stance in there. And he made a couple throws in that game. The opening drive, I think, of the game, it was one that I've seen him run before. He's on the right hash. It's a slot to the left. Inside receiver runs an out cut. And it was like, okay, nothing. Let me throw it over there, get a touchdown.
Right.
He just makes it look easy. And so I'm very impressed going into the game to watch him in his previous games, how he's played and how he looks. And like I said, nothing changed that. Nothing changed my opinion once that game was over.
Yeah, and this is an interesting year. I think his talent has shown and gotten better each and every week. His adjustment to the offense is real. I think his decision making is really clean. I have yet to really see him make a throw where I was like, "Wow, that was a really poor decision and that was reckless." I
Right.
think he sees the field very well. You're exactly right. I think that the mechanics of the motion, he's just a natural born thrower, right?
No,
That's really what it comes down to. He looks like one of those guys where if he wasn't a quarterback playing football, that he'd be, one of these star young pitchers in the MLB or in college baseball, with just like his build and his length and his arms. So he's got great feel. He's got good power. He's got good height too. So he's very good and accurate throwing over the middle.
six.
And I think one of the better things too that I like about him, which translates well to the NFL, we talk about this, I feel like every year. He's just got that ability to be strong in the pocket when there's a lot of bodies around him. And he
Yes.
still can generate a lot of power to his throws despite the pocket being collapsed. And it also helps too when you got Elijah Surratt and Cooper as your receivers. And not only that too, but Kobe Martin is another guy too, and Black out of the backfield. So he's got a great mixture of athletes around him. And right now, I think Indiana's offense is firing all cylinders. And it starts with Mendoza just being an awesome dealer of the football.
It's a good thing. It was a good thing they won, of course, for them,
Yeah,
but they learned a lot about themselves too.
right.
Man, they can fight and win ugly. That's one thing. And it also, when you're playing a team that's got the caliber of Iowa, that you got to be maybe a little more creative and stuff like that. And you learned a great lesson playing against that Iowa defense. I wrote one thing down. He was on the 10-yard line and he threw it to the 50 and he threw a line drive and it was right between the safety and the corner.
Yeah,
Man, I mean, he
yeah,
made it look easy.
yeah,
And, he might not be now you got to be super mobile and we got to be able to do, no, he's mobile enough. But
right.
just think about this. Does he fit a team like the LA Rams and Sean McVay?
Yeah,
He, he is the perfect fit. Probably a little more athletic than their quarterback, them. I forgot his name. Matt
Matt
Stafford.
Stafford? Yeah.
Oh, no, Matt Stafford and Sam Darnold drive me crazy. For some reason, I can't differentiate.
Okay.
But downfield thrower, they move the pocket enough and all those things which are going to help him. It just kind of wanted to say that to show there is a match right away out there that really fits. And the Rams, I think, will draft the quarterback high this year.
Yeah.
It's time.
Man, that would be an awesome combination. I would love to see it because I actually think Fernando Mendoza's skill set would even be that much better under the center and in the play action passing game and all that kind of stuff. Because his game does remind me almost as if like a Kirk Cousins in a way, right? Where he's just like he's always in control. He's always kind of looking at the right place at the right time. I think he's a little bit more of a natural thrower than Kirk, a little bit more rhythmic and powerful thrower than he is, but. Like what I see from Fernando and think that he's going to have a phenomenal year and just want to continue to watch and just see how he develops with the pocket movement and all those things. Because, if you're not going to be a mobile guy, like you're saying, the pocket movement has to be the aspect of your game that's like superior. And that's something that we loved about Michael Penix. Not as mobile as some of these other guys, but the pocket movement, as you've mentioned about Tom Brady, he's a 4-5 in the pocket. That's what Michael Penix does. So we'll see if Fernando Mendoza has similar traits like that as the season progresses against more Big Ten opponents.
I'm going to say, just to do it, I'm going to guess if he goes to the combine and does run the 40, which no quarterbacks hardly do it anymore.
Yeah.
I would say he's a 4.7 guy. So I'm going to give him, which I think puts you in a pretty good group.
Yeah.
He can get outside the pocket and run and make it happen too.
Yeah.
He's so good at reading, like you said, and getting rid of the football. He doesn't, and he can hang in there. He doesn't need to maybe move as much as some of these other guys do. So
right.
I like him a lot. I'm going to follow him and stay on top of him and see how it goes. But yeah, he's got first round talent, that's for sure, in the NFL.
And if you're defending the Indiana Hoosiers and Elijah Surratt is in the slot and you have the back to the same side and he play fakes it, okay, Elijah Surratt's going to catch that slant and run for a touchdown. So don't blitz zero them, because I've seen it too many times already this year where teams are being over aggressive and leaving their nickel corners one-on-one with Elijah Surratt. I'm just sorry. That's a bad decision. So don't do that. All right. Yeah. So moving on now from that. All right, let's go to Dante Moore.
Wow.
The young man from Oregon. I was kind of telling you, I was like, check out this guy from Oregon. Check out this guy from Oregon. Yeah. So big guy finally saw Penn State. He's like, hey, this guy's pretty good. What can I say? And but you watched some film on Dante Moore now. Big guy, your thoughts, Dante Moore. What do you think about this young guy?
Well, I hadn't really watched Oregon. They don't come on the right time sometimes for me to see them, and I didn't watch them on my computer because of the NFL, whatever.
Right.
But everything you said was true. As I was watching it, especially the few games before Penn State, and I went, oh, my God. Yeah. All these people keep talking about him. Now I understand why. He can stand in the pocket and make it happen. I'm going to just read some of the things I wrote.
Yeah, go.
He's a smooth thrower is an understatement. He is beautiful.
Right.
God dang. He can really let it go when he needs to. When he needs, I watched, he's got great rhythm. It's nice. But then all of a sudden I saw he was under a little pressure. And I went, ooh, he can really gut it when he needs to. That's what right. Really, accurate as hell. His arm strength is really good NFL caliber.
Yeah.
And it moves around, doesn't look to run. If you make him run, he will. Throws well on the run also. I wrote that, rolls right, threw one deep across the field as he's running right. And
to Kenyon Sadiq, right, who's a very good football player for Oregon that got banged up in that game, but very talented player.
Yeah. But I'm being sarcastic here. You can't run right and throw left.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. But so it manages the game. I was blown away really by his talent, how it showed. And man, Oregon, they got it rolling up there. If you want to have a successful year or 2 years being a quarterback and helping your draft status and the way you're looked at, Oregon's the place. Your boy Will Stein's doing a hell of a job there.
Hey, it's our boy. All right. The Louisville Cardinal himself. Hey, Will Stein. We like what you're doing. We see it, player. All right, you keep doing it. And I also like just Decorian Moore. I think the young receiver for him, and that's where I get excited. Dante Moore with the young receiver, Decorian Moore. He made a play on A.J. Harris, who's, I don't know, probably a top 2 or 3 corner in this year's upcoming NFL draft. And the fact that he was able to redirect, go high point of football down the football field at a critical moment in that game. Yeah, it was just like kind of one of those things where like, just like Dan Lanning post game, the scream, just like, yeah, like it was so great. But it was really cool. I agree. I think Dante Moore, one, you could just see he's taught extremely well.
Very.
Taught extremely well. The offense makes sense. The offense has a rhyme and a reason, and it has answers, whether it's zone, whether it's man. And you can see that, and you can see that he's on point with this offensive coordinator. So he's an extension of the coach on the field. The mixtures of formations and all that, hey, they're primarily a shotgun-based football team, but you could see that he has a skill set and a way of going about playing that is very it's almost casual, right? It's kind of got like a little bit of just like this relaxed feel to it.
Right.
There he is in this whiteout for Penn State, and yet I'm watching the fans and look at this thing, and yet he's calm, and I'm like, oh, you know what? He makes me feel calm too, right? Despite all this craziness going on. So that must be really refreshing for them as a football team to know that their young quarterback is that overwhelmed. And hey, to go 29 of 39 for 248 and 3 touchdowns on the road against a Jim Knowles coach defense,
Right.
That just kind of shows you that this kid maybe is a little bit ahead of where his age says he is. So really like what they're doing offensively. Love his skill set. And yeah, there's a reason why this guy is a Heisman favorite now.
Yeah, it's really interesting just watching and the quarterbacks, and I watched a few more of these guys, but the guys that I didn't think of before the season, now they're at the forefront.
Right.
Like Fernando Mendoza, yeah, I liked him. I wasn't like, okay, I saw him. I watched
I like how you said his name there, Fernando. Yeah.
Yeah. But, and then when I really start to look at him, I go, wow. So that there's guys that are now, in that high quarterback rankings that I didn't think of before the season started.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, man, I think you said it, Matt. There are really a lot of good, solid to really good quarterbacks in college football right now.
Yeah, well, that's what's weird too. I don't really know how to separate them in a sense, because it's just amazing how well they're playing for some of these guys, right? And some of these guys that we weren't expecting to have like these unbelievable years, or guys that we're like, hey, we'll wait and see what they got. Oregon, I think, is a great example of that. Indiana's a great example. Hey, Fernando's got talent, did good things like Cal. Well, yeah, we'll see, right? And same thing for Dante. But yeah, they have absolutely come through and played extremely well. And it goes back to the coaching. I think the coaching recognizing the talent, the coaching also helping out the talent with what they do well. And that's what brings us back to now this third quarterback that we're going to discuss, and that's Ty Simpson.
Oh, my God.
I was so pissed off after week 1 against Florida State for Ty Simpson, because everyone on TV said Ty Simpson's got to do better at this and this and this. And I was like, that's bull. I mean, he was the best football player on their team that week. I was having arguments with people at ESPN about it and just being like, what game are you watching? I've seen now with these other quarterbacks and with Ty Simpson and watching their film, Ty Simpson is a dude. Ty Simpson can throw the football unbelievably well, just like the other two that we mentioned. And Alabama has made the offense about him with Bernard, with Horton, Ryan Williams, Latsier Brooks over there from Millville, New Jersey.
Right.
They got a group around him, and it's not like dink and duck, man. They're trying to cut your head off every single time they drop back to pass. So I think Ty Simpson's ability to be a good, clean decision maker, he's making NFL level throws every single drive of the football game, sees the field well. He's thrown a few. He's one that I would say he's thrown a few that have been like, all right, hey, Ty, slow down now. But I also like it, though, too. He's not afraid. He is going to cut it loose. He does trust his instincts and goes. Ty Simpson has definitely been one of those guys that have been absolutely phenomenal here to start the football season.
Well, here's what happens. And people, when he played Florida State, it was Florida State the opening game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody says something, then they just mimic it.
Right.
Can you watch the game? Can you go to correct yourself? Like if you went and watched the next day, you'd go, yeah, maybe I said something that was pretty stupid there. It just, yeah. I mean, pay attention. Don't mimic somebody else. Have your own opinion. That's one thing. Really. So here I am. I do the Iowa game.
Yeah.
I drive 2 hours to go to Des Moines because I got to catch a flight home.
Right.
So I get in the hotel and I turn it on and I catch the about the fourth quarter or whatever of the game and watching Alabama play, and I just kept going, oh my gosh, what a throw! I mean, game on the line, bing, bomb, down the field, moving.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, and he was. And here's my thing: I couldn't get over how smooth he is, but he can get rid of the football very quick. But man, does he have a good arm, Matt?
Right.
I didn't pay attention to Alabama last year.
Yeah.
Arm it's big time. And I said he can get rid of the football quick. I'm just reading a few notes. He has good speed. He's going to be a mobile quarterback in the NFL. He's not going to
Yeah.
go like, Jackson Dart, but he's probably faster than Jackson Dart, but he's going to be a different style of runner.
Yeah.
He did make a bad decision or two in the game this past week. I hope that's okay. But he has all the angles to throwing the football. Like you said, he's a natural thrower. And you said it too. He is aggressive doing it. And the game against Georgia, he made so many good throws. I just got like good throw, good run, 60-yard pass right on the money, dropped by the wide receiver, ripped it into tight coverage. I mean, it just keeps going on.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you the truth, I'm sitting on the edge of the bed going, I didn't know this. Damn, it was great.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm going to watch him every week now.
That's right. Yeah, and it's really cool too because I would say that's the one thing that I've seen from Ty that I look forward to seeing from the others. Dante Moore showed a little bit in the Penn State football game with just good pocket movement, getting out of the pocket, throwing on the run, making some plays with his feet, and manipulating the pocket right as a good just pocket passer. Ty Simpson, I think, has shown that really from week one. The Alabama offensive line has really kind of struggled to find their rhythm. So he really has shown week in and week out he can move up and throw aggressively over the middle. He can escape to his left, to his right, backdoor escapes and all that, scramble and get yards. Fernando Mendoza is probably the one has done it the least amount or is asked to do it the least so far into the three. So that's why I feel like I've seen a little bit more well-roundedness from Ty's game so far because he's forced to show that. Whereas the other guys, hey, we haven't gotten acquainted to the meat and potatoes of their schedule yet. So there hasn't been as many opportunities of that. But overall, we see the same things from all three quarterbacks. Really good natural throwers. Great rhythm. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of the things that really caught me too, Alabama gets the ball. The game is, it's on the line. They got to get some first downs, and he does it. I wrote down it. He just ended the game by throwing the football and not screens. There weren't screens and they weren't dumps to the back. They were, wow, just another good throw.
Yeah.
And so that kind of tells me something about him too. The game is on the line. He's not sitting there going, I can't make a mistake. He's going to be aggressive and win the game.
Yeah.
So, that was really – I had one little thing here. I wrote down, he made a couple throws that only about 7 or 8 quarterbacks in the NFL right now can make. So
really even attempt, right? That's the biggest thing. Sometimes in the NFL, you get to that point where you're like, well, I'm not going to make the attempt of this throw because, why not? I'm being paid well, and if I miss it, I'm just going to get critiqued. So I'm just going to take the check down and move on. And it's just like, I feel like with Ty Simpson, he's just like, I don't give a damn. I'm still going to do it. So that is really just the beauty of his skill set right now, right? It's just that, hey, cut it loose. Ryan Grubb, the offense is well designed. I love it. Hopefully they can build a little bit more of a running attack. That's the one advantage I would say that Oregon and Indiana's offense with Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza have over Alabama right now is they're just a little bit more balanced. It seems like they take a little pressure off of their quarterback by being able to run the football a little bit more. But either way, though, I think all three quarterbacks are guys that we're going to be talking about all throughout the year. And really maybe the guys that we're discussing, right, as the top of the leaderboard for quarterbacks, in the draft class and all that kind of stuff. So talented group.
Yeah, the one thing, Matt, that I really like about all three is they're getting a chance, that they're getting great experience. It is about them with the football team. They get lots of throws. We like their offenses, what they're doing in the pass game. So we're really getting to see their skill, and they're getting experience that it's great.
Yeah, right.
Getting so many throws. Man, that's the one thing about college football. Running the football is hard.
Yeah.
to hand it off and let them run in there because it takes a lot of teaching. Well, let's just spread it out and run some routes and let our guy just rip it in there.
Yeah.
That seems to be a little bit what I see when I watch a lot of these good quarterbacks play.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to continue to watch the film on these guys more as the season progresses, because I think they are just going to keep getting better and better with the more reps that they have, and as their teams develop. So this was awesome. This was a good start, though, to the college
Yeah.
football season. And yeah, we only did 3. Man, when me and Big Phil were talking about who to go and break down for today, it was like a list of 10 to 15. So we narrowed it down to 3. We'll most likely talk about these 3 again at some point this year, just
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the great matchups that are coming up. Especially, hey, Ty Simpson taking on Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores this weekend. Those are 2 quarterbacks, right? We discussed Ty. Diego is on that list of quarterbacks to discuss. Talk about a dude who cuts it loose. We'll get into that more next time.
Yeah.
But number 2 there for the Commodores doesn't give a damn. He's ready to throw it. But that's all we got for Sims Complete today. Big Eye, any last remarks on the show today?
No, I think the great thing is technology is so good now that you can just like when I did some of this, I don't watch the game, I just watch every throw. So
Right.
you just it's like I want to get a feel for it, and I just put the throws on there, and they run through them, and I say, oh, let me watch another game. That was pretty good.
Right.
So you can do this, and you can basically almost rip through the whole NFL and the top college throwers almost every week if you're willing to sit in your chair and watch it. And I think it's pretty exciting stuff watching these quarterbacks. That's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. And to go from watching the game on the weekends to then validating what you see on film again, and really in these 3 cases, just even more so being like, wow, these guys are really good. It's even better than what I thought on television. That's when it gets really exciting. So we'll track how these guys progress throughout the football season. That's all we got for Sims Complete today. He's Phil Sims. I'm Matt Sims. Thank you to FanDuel, the Believe Network, for supporting us. And we'll be back for our live show Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening, I should say, before Sunday Night Football, to recap a few of the games that we discussed today and maybe some others that we didn't. So that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for FanDuel again. Sims Complete, we're out. See you this weekend for our live show Sunday evening.